Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the bull market. I am the crypto bull god, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, and click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. And sometimes bonus content on a weekend when there's some pretty stellar, actually no pun intended, when there's some pretty stellar price action going on in the market. So figured this would be a good time to check in with price action, because as what typically happens when we begin to enter an extremely bullish environment, a lot of times what you see is some significant price action kick up on the weekend. I will tell you, there have been a couple assets that have even exceeded my expectations in terms of what I've seen over the past 2 days. So we're definitely going to be taking a look at a lot of charts today. This will also be a comprehensive review because either Monday or Tuesday I'm not going to be live streaming. So I really want today's live stream to really cover the bulk of what I would intend to cover at the beginning of the week, given the weekly close. But guys, I could not ask for a better Sunday. We have significant price action picking up in the crypto market. The Cowboys just got their asses handed to them by the Eagles in Dallas. I think there might be a couple minutes left in the game, but the game's over. I mean, I could not ask for more. I am on top. I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. How's everybody doing? Please drop me a comment and let me know how your weekend is going. Guys, this is the highest weekly close. Now, we're looking at the 12-hour chart here. But again, if we take things back to the 12-hour chart and focus on one of the key charts that we cover on this live stream time and time again, first off, we can take off the blue zone. Second off, we can flip this to green. Guys, what have we been doing this entire time? Again, there are all different types of charts and views you can take a look at. There's a lot of other different technical analysts out there that provide value-added views. On this channel, I keep it very stupid simple and very simplistically stated. What I've been telling you this entire time was, one, we've been creating higher highs and higher lows. I have the higher lows depicted by the green circles. Okay, Kyle, welcome in. The second thing is, I shared with you that once we definitively broke above not $70,000, but $68,000, that's when price would accelerate. Right here is when we definitively broke above $68,000. Yes, we back tested it here and broke slightly below. But you can see in a matter of short order here, between the 27th of October and the 6th of November, so in 11 days, we catapulted up from $68,000 all the way to $81,000, okay? We are a stone's throw away to $100,000. Is $100,000 this psychological level that everyone talks about? Is it possible for this year to hit it? Of course. Is it possible for next year? Sure. That's not really the thing we should be focused on, though. Okay, that's not what we should be really focused on. What we should be focused on are the key charts that we're going to talk about in today's live stream, okay? But there's no question, if we take off this watch list here, again, to reiterate what I've been sharing with you guys, it's really straightforward. There's no, I'm just showing you what's in the chart here. Again, I mean, what's playing out in the chart right now is quite honestly what I hope to have had happen. But this isn't, I'm not telling you what I hope to have happen or whatever the case is. I'm telling you what is evident in the chart. And what's evident in the chart is we've been in this parabolic rounding bottom here, okay? At some point, we're going to cool off. And as I've shared with you on this live stream and as I've posted on X very recently, I think once we hit that 85 to 92 area, I think that's when we could see maybe a 20% pullback in price, but not until then. I'm not telling you right now that we couldn't see some sort of a pullback to 77 or 76, some minor pullback. I'm not saying that. In fact, that would be very healthy for the charts. But I don't think we're going to see that more significant 20%, 20-ish percent correction until we get up to the $85,000 to $92,000 range. If I had to take an educated guess, I would say we're not going to hit $100,000 this year, but we're going to hit $100,000 in the first quarter of next year. That would be my educated guess. Now, enough of the 12-hour. We look monumentally bullish. I don't. If you're bearish on this market or you're shorting this market, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know why you would want to short price action in this sort of environment. Based on everything that we've covered on this channel, which I'm not going to be able to cover in today's live stream. If you've been here, it's to your benefit that you have a comprehensive view of what I've covered in the past. But from a cyclical perspective, I've been screaming from the rooftops here that my expectation was price action would begin to pick up in the fourth quarter. And namely in November. November was the key month. I was expecting some really bullish price action to begin to pick up. And this thing's going to go well into 2025, whether we top out early in 25 in April, May, June, or whether we go well into the end of the year. Who cares at this point? The thing you need to be focused on is the bullish momentum that's beginning to pick up in Bitcoin and the breadcrumbs we're getting on the Bitcoin dominance chart to tell us that altcoins are going to begin to really steal the spotlight very shortly. I've been saying this relentlessly, that once Bitcoin gets up to that $85,000 to $92,000 range, not only are we going to see a little bit of a healthy correction in Bitcoin, but as we're running up to that level and as we're at that level and even correcting in that level, that's when you're going to see a lot of altcoins truly begin to pop off, and you're going to see a true beginnings of a true alt season, in my opinion. If we get into the weekly here, ignore this for now. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different live stream. I mean, I just don't know what you're looking at if you're bearish right now. I honestly think you can't read if you're bearish right now or you're shorting the market, you either can't read a chart or you have PTSD from 2022. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, I have been out here since I don't know how long. May, June, July, I don't know how long. I've been telling you guys, and I even provided supporting rationale, several live streams, that this here was not distribution. This was accumulation. We were in a massive bear pennant. We looked at a chart, the monthly chart, that showed Bitcoin was beginning to break out of an 8-month consolidation inside a bull pennant. I mean, these are just facts, right? There are no certainties in what we're looking at here. All we can do is objectively evaluate the data, not allow our emotions to bias us, and say, hey, what's most and least likely? And what I've been telling you guys for months, what was most likely is we'd see a significant breakup. Look what's going on right now. How in the fuck are you not bullish right now? Bitcoin just had its highest weekly close. When we look left, guys, what is this called? This is called a blue sky breakout, right? Not to say price can't come back down to here. That's fine. But the whole point is this is a blue sky breakout, okay? This is what you would want to see in any chart, and we're entering it right now. Now, what I have not evaluated yet, because I've been watching the Eagles game, what I have not evaluated yet is where the relative strength index is on the weekly chart. Drum roll, please, because you know this has been a very important indicator we've spent a lot of time talking about. Let's see where the RSI is. We are just shy of 70, guys. This is the zone we want to push up into. Now, as I had shared with you, I said that I thought it was very reasonable to see the RSI on the weekly chart get back above 70 in the month of November. We're only in the second week of November, and we're already at 68. I could totally see honestly, I'm not even going to call this week what it's going to look like. We could see a doji week, which would be very healthy for price. sort of a little bit of consolidation in here, which quite honestly I would actually like to see for some of the indicators to cool off. We could see another green candle. We could see a red candle. I have no idea. But the thing we really should be focused on is the MACD's picked up. The stochastic RSI is really healthy. The RSI, namely the RSI, look how close we are to getting above this gray line at 70. We are so close. And we know we've spent way too much time, and we're not going to spend any more time talking about this. Once the RSI gets above 70 on the weekly Bitcoin chart, statistically speaking, there is a very high probability that we're going to see significant upside in the months to come. Again, I have also encouraged you guys to not day trade this market. For us as early investors who have been buying at times that were pico fear when people did not want to buy, quite frankly, right now is one of the easiest moments for us because we can just sit on our hands. We can open up our Ledger wallet, we can open up our Tangent wallet, and we can watch it go up tens of thousands of dollars in a day, depending how much you have invested, or maybe thousands of dollars in a day, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day, because you accumulated at sensical levels, and now you're just watching the market start to kind of catch up. This is actually a good way to put it. I just thought of a way to articulate this. You're watching the market catch up to your investment thesis. You accumulated at these low levels, and now you're finally beginning to see the fruits of your labor, right? This was not easy. I don't want to scoff at this, okay? I think part of me maybe glances over this a little bit more than perhaps other people would, just because I've been here since back here. Guys, I've been here for a long time, okay? So I experienced all of this. I experienced all of this. I experienced this. I experienced this. Okay, I experienced a lot of major downturns in the market. So this consolidation phase, and you can keep me honest. I mean, if you've been here on the live stream, you should know this. This consolidation phase did not faze me at all and make me salty. I just kept reiterating the same motherfucking thing to you guys, that this was accumulation and not distribution, okay? But I do want to give you credit, especially if you're newer to the market. This was not easy. I know, especially if this is your first time, your first cycle, or whatever the case is. Having Bitcoin get very exciting in March, and I remember how exciting this was, and we were up at $74,000, and I think Caspa hit 20 cents. Very exciting times, right? And then the market was just boring. And in a very young and impatient market, okay, the demographic that makes up this market, you guys, most of you are far younger than I am, okay? I am 42. So many of you, most of you are far younger than me, and the demographic makeup of this market, which I've spent a lot of time talking about, very impatient, very from one narrative to the next, right? So this eats a lot of people up, but I congratulate you if you were patient during this time. You are literally seeing the fruits of your labor right now. And let me emphasize something with you. Remember, I said the bullish price action would begin to pick up in the fourth quarter, namely in November. This is literally just the start. Bitcoin dominance, which we're going to take a look at, hasn't even begun to roll over, okay? Remember, I said true alt season, like big alt season, something bigger than anyone listening right now, and I have a very small audience, but anyone listening right now, the alt season is going to be bigger than you're anticipating. I feel very confident in saying that. And the Bitcoin dominance, or the altcoin season, is not going to begin truly until the Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion, falls below 53%. We're actually still well above 53% on the Bitcoin dominance. We have a significant amount of downside on the dominance, in my opinion. And so what that translates to is a significant amount of price appreciation yet to go. If you thought today was fun, and it was cool to open up your cold storage wallets. Hopefully everyone here is using cold storage. If you thought it was fun today to open up your wallets and look at your balances changing, you got to temper your expectations, keep your emotions intact, because once we start rolling into 2025, this shit is going to get real, like real. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, experience, having been here. Today is just a warm-up, but the weekly is looking very good. Another chart I wanted to take a look at with you before we get into Bitcoin dominance, and then we're going to get into some altcoins as well. I wanted to take a look at the Bitcoin 2-week. Now, one of the things that we've spent some time talking about in the Bitcoin 2-week, which is set to close next week. Okay, so next Sunday, chances are I'll be live next Sunday as well. Next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this candlestick will close. One of the things that we've covered here, and you can see, I mean, this is monumental as well. Look at the MACD. Unless we get some bearish price action in this week, we're going to have our first MACD cross above zero. I mean, really, the only other similar time that it was above zero and got across was way back here after the beer virus. So MACD, but what have we been focused on, guys? We took a look at history. I think it was 9 occurrences. We took a look at 9 occurrences when the stochastic RSI got below 20 and then crossed back above 20. And we asked the question, once we got the bullish signal on the 2-week chart, not the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, how many false signals did we get? We got a temporary false signal one time with the beer virus crash. All other 8 occurrences led to a tremendous amount of appreciation in price over many months, guys. This isn't something. I saw people out as early as a couple weeks ago saying there are people in the camp of thinking that this market is going to top before the end of the year. I think that is, I'm going to use an old school term, I think that's hogwash. I would love to see what charts they're looking at to say that everything's going to end by December. Don't fucking see that, okay? Now, anything is possible. And the beautiful thing about the sell indicators that I have set up is they're not based on time and they're not based on price levels. They're based on a handful of indicators that when they start to heat up and get really hot, it tells us with conviction, you better start selling. So if I'm incorrect and the market really does top in December or January, which I don't see happening, if that were to happen, those indicators most of them should begin to fire, okay? So we'll leave it up to the indicators. But right now, as you look at the stochastic RSI, you can see it's doing what we should expect it to do. This is just going to continue trending up, and as it does it, we're going to see several months of price appreciation to the upside. Now, it's not going to be a straight trajectory up. This is something I've spent quite a bit of time talking about. Look at this nice rounding bottom here. It's not going to be a straight line up. You're going to have pullbacks along the way. In fact, I'll tell you what I'd like to see. If you are in the same boat as me and you'd like Bitcoin to exceed your expectations, remember one thing. I'm not shy about this. In fact, I actually, to some degree, shared some level of insight into how much Caspa I hold. Okay? Caspa is my number one altcoin holding. If I want Caspa to perform well, I need Bitcoin to perform well. Anyone who's been here for any length of time, moderate length of time, knows this, right? These altcoins don't operate in a silo environment. You need the mothership. In Dusty Rhodes' words from Saturday Night Main Event, WCW Wrestling, WCW, this is the mothership. You need the mothership to do well. You need Bitcoin to do well. If Bitcoin isn't doing well, the rest of the market isn't going to do well. If Bitcoin is exceeding expectations, more than likely, especially a strong altcoin like Caspa, is going to exceed expectations. Now, if you want to see, so if you're following the logic here, step one is we want Bitcoin to exceed expectations. How can Bitcoin exceed our expectations? I'll tell you exactly how I can do it. The way that Bitcoin can exceed our expectations is by not doing this. This will result in a top much earlier than I would like to see. What we would like to see is this. And then a blow off top, right? We want nice stair steps. Remember, there is a reason that there are so many principles on this live stream I repeat over and over again. There's that expression about if you teach someone to fish versus fishing for them, right? I'm hopeful that one of the things you get from the live stream is you're actually learning things about the chart. One of the analogies that I've shared with you with a parabola is, as beautiful as it feels emotionally, with the parabola in the short term, you're seeing prices accelerate very high, very quickly, right? The negative thing about that is there's no price confluence that's developed. There's no stair steps. So it's like a tree without tree branches. So you can imagine yourself climbing a tree. If you were to fall and it's a parabola, you have no tree branches to fall onto, you're fucked. If you're building the stair steps and you fall from the tree, you have some tree branches to hold on to, you're not fucked, right? So that's the downfall. We don't want a sharp parabola at this point. I don't want to see a very, very, very sharp parabola until the latter part of 2025, because what that tells us is we've built a significant amount of momentum going into the end of the year, and Bitcoin might exceed my expectations. You know, the top of where I could see Bitcoin going is $150,000. I don't think Bitcoin's going to exceed $150,000. If Bitcoin were to exceed $150,000, I mean, it's by next year, at some point it'll be higher than that. But next year, if Bitcoin goes over $150,000, it's exceeded my expectations. I could see underwhelming at 90, overwhelming between 90 and 150 is sort of a big range that I've given. My sweet spot I've stuck to, and I've told you guys, is somewhere around that 120 to 130, I think maybe even 140, but 120 to 130, 135 range. That's kind of a sweet spot if I had to take an educated guess where it'll be, right around 120, 130 area. So we will see, but we want price action to stair step up here. We don't want it to get too hot too fast. Guys, let's get into Bitcoin dominance. Now, as you can see, this is beautiful. There is a bearish engulfing candle on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, again, for your altcoins, what you want to see here is you want to see bearish price action, because what it means is this motherfucking rising wedge that we've been in, look at this thing. This motherfucker that we've been in since June of 2023, this has been a bitch. This has been about a year and a half in the making. This motherfucker, look at this. Look at that rising wedge. We are at the apex, and we are finally beginning to see signs that we could definitively start to break down. But let's not jump to conclusions here. Let's be patient. One of the things that I commonly speak to on this live channel, I guess it's a live channel, right? Live stream is remaining patient, We could come all the way down to here and bounce, and we're still in a rising wedge, guys. I want to see a break. More than likely, we'll try to re-enter the formation and fail. And then I want to see us come down to 53. I want to break 53. Now, you should see some big runs occur in here, but it's not until we break down 53. Once we break down, remember me saying this. Once we break 53, I think that's when the floodgates will open and you will see a sharp drop in dominance. Now, whether we hold the ascending line here or whether we create new all-time lows in Bitcoin dominance, that is yet to be seen. I think it's entirely possible there could be a double bottom or all-time lows formed in Bitcoin dominance. We'll have to remain patient. But we're beginning to see some signs here that we could start to see a drop in price, which is great, okay? Let's just continue to remain patient. Wow, this price needs to get updated. We are not at 197 on Solana. Let's update that price. There we go. All right, we are above 200 on Solana. Now, again, I don't know what you're smoking if you're thinking that this isn't bullish. Again, this is a bull pennant. We've evaluated this. I don't know what else to tell you guys. This is just basic technical analysis. It's the same thing like people calling for sub $1 whiff. I don't know what crack they're smoking, like what brand it is. I don't know if they're getting it from Florida or what the case is. And while anything's possible, again, I don't know. I keep it stupid simple. This thing's been in this massive bull pennant. We broke it. We back tested it as support, and we've been forming these higher lows. I don't know what to tell you. Again, nothing here is telling me whiff is going sub $1. Your chance to buy whiff sub $1 was back here. We're not going that low again. At least until we enter a bear market, who knows how low it'll go. But for now, no, it doesn't look likely to me. I don't know where people are getting this from. Solana, we just broke out of a bull pennant. Now, could we come down? Could I see Solana coming down and retesting this region? Of course. We could come all the way back down to the 175 level. Whoop-de-fucking-do. If you can read a chart, you know all we're doing is backtesting a prior area of price confluence that was once resistance is now support. That is this descending line. This is this line here. We can come back down and retest it, okay? This is, again, a very basic principle that I've communicated to you on this live stream, that once you break descending resistance, quite often what price likes to do is people that don't know what they're doing get psyched out. The price comes back down. This acts as a springboard, and we bounce off. This shit is starting to look like Calculus 2 to me. Now, for all of you nerds out there, I was a Calculus 2 guy. I was a very formulaically driven individual. I wasn't more of the geometry or Calculus 3 vectors and all that bullshit. I mean, I did well with it, but I did very well with it, but Calc 2 was my thing. Calc 2 was my thing. I love the formulas, the integrals, derivatives, mostly integrals, okay? These charts are beginning to look like Calc 2 to me. They're a bunch of formulas, and I'm just interpreting the formula and giving you the result, okay? That's the way a lot of these are beginning to feel to me. I just thought of that right now. We just looked at Solana. Let's take a look at Solana. We just looked at it. Solana with, yeah, we all know I'm in this trade here. Tony the Bull BTC's proprietary indicator that I cannot show you. Where are we at? What's going on there? Yeah, this is a big candle. So, yeah, Tony the Bull, if you guys haven't checked out CoinChartist, he's got some indicators there. This thing has just begun to flash. I'm in a big trade here. I did exit some of my trade positions and put them in AIOZ, AIOZ ticker, and Synapse, SYN ticker. But that is my trade at the moment. Let's get out of that. I still have a pretty big trade position in that. Ethereum. Update, motherfucker, update. There we go. So I put this little bars pattern in. This bars pattern, if you want to know what I was thinking when I put this in here last week, what I was thinking is this is roughly what I'm expecting. Price is not going to follow this to a T. Okay, it's not going to follow this to a T. This is the general trajectory of Ethereum of what I'm anticipating. What that's telling you is I expect us, as you follow price here, going into the March, April timeframe, we could very easily be twice the prior all-time, well, not twice the prior all-time high, 50%, 60%. We could be up towards the $8,000 range as early as March or April of next year. That's how quickly Ethereum is going to go. Man, people have been shitting on Ethereum, and the reality is, twofold. One, it's just been lagging. A lot of people are not recognizing it's just been lagging. It's going to perform very well. Second, you need Ethereum to do well, because once Ethereum starts to clear $4,000 to $5,000, there is going to be a fuck ton of confidence and euphoria that's going to come into the market. Been here and seen it, okay? The animal, the creature, the market doesn't need to behave exactly the same as it did back in 2021. I don't think it's going to, or 2020. But we appear to be at a similar point in time, whether you want to talk about 16 to 17 or 20 to 20, we're at a similar point in time, okay? The market is going to begin to accelerate rapidly, okay? I've already had 2 people reach out to me randomly about crypto. That shit's going to increase, okay? The people who no one was interested, ladies and gentlemen, no one wanted to touch crypto here. Everyone wanted to buy it here. Well, not everyone, but not a lot of people got in. No one wanted to touch the motherfucker all along here. No one wanted to touch it. But when we're up here, everyone's going to want to buy. This is called retail. It is called exit liquidity. It is called how you're going to make a profit. It's reality. The weekly close on Bitcoin is very bullish. We are above the 50 simple moving average. If we go to the price indicators, I'm sure they're beginning to look sexy AF. Yes, indeed, the MACD is beginning to pick up. We still need to get above the zero trigger line, although we're getting close to it. The RSI seems to be right in that region where price levels start to pick up. We want to start getting above the 58 to 60 level. Stochastic RSI looks sexy AF. Let's get into my favorite altcoin. Let's get into the altcoin of altcoins. Let's get into the Caspa chart. Now, I want to have a quick conversation about Caspa here because, and then I'm going to get into the comments. And then we're also going to take a look at Doge, and we need to understand what's going on with the meme coins because I'll share some thoughts there. We're already at 30 minutes, but we're going well past 30 minutes. Now, I posted something out today on X, and I'm not going to point out who said this. If they want to incriminate themselves, feel free to, but I'm not going to point names. But I remember when the price was down doing this sort of thing, I had the same person coming out here and constantly petrified about Caspa. I remained pretty confident and pretty unemotional, right? I just told you the price levels to watch for, and unless we started to get a candle body close below this 9 to 10 cent region, we're fine, right? Now, this person also came out here and said that the Caspa chart was beginning to look like Casper. And that comment, and I got to say, I've been doing this live stream for, I think, a couple years now. Small subscriber base, right? I need to work on the subscriber base for a couple years. But I've been doing this live stream for a couple years now, and that is probably the most ignorant, emotional, nonsensical comment that I've ever gotten on this live stream. Beyond XRP hitting $100. Probably the most, and that person may be don't take it the wrong way, you may be an extremely brilliant individual, but it was an extremely moronic comment. Now, was I expecting a big pullback? No. What was I expecting? A big, I forget the word I was looking for, but a big reactionary signal from price to the upside, yes. I posted that, I don't know, like a week or two ago I actually posted that pretty recent. Yes, I was expecting some sort, if we were at a bottoming process, which I told you, when we started to look at the CAS BTC relativity chart, when we looked at the CAS Solana BTC relativity chart, we were at the bottom here. Okay, we needed to bounce. If we were going to bounce, we needed to fucking bounce. Not only did we bounce, we put in, are you ready for this? We put in a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. Okay? I want you to look at this candle here. This is a weekly candle. We closed above this red body, and this red body, and this red body, and this red body. That is a quadruple bullish engulfing candle. Okay? Again, know what you hold. The fundamentals are too fucking strong with this project. The chart has been too fucking strong for this thing to roll over and die. It's called being objective versus being emotional. Right now, we're getting a very strong bounce. Now, to me, I'm not getting too excited about price until we start to break above this level, okay? This is the level for me. In fact, I'm going to make it a different color just to emphasize the point. We will make it a Caspa color, okay? We want to get above this level, all right? That's the level we want to get above, 17 cents. Once we get, why is it 17 cents? Once 17 cents is cleared as support, we have thrown out all of this price action. All we're dealing with are these few candlesticks. New all-time, I'm telling you right now, mark my words. Once you see a weekly candle body close, weekly, above 17 cents, who the hell knows? It could occur this week or next week. I would suspect it's going to occur no later than November. No later than November. Once you see a weekly close above 17 cents, new all-time highs on Caspa very shortly. Do you hear what I'm saying? This thing's going to be well above 20 cents once we get a weekly close above 17 cents. All right? Let's take a look at the price indicators here. Now, this still has a lot of work to do. Look, now, I guess there's a couple ways to look at this. One is, constructively, the weekly MACD has a lot of work to do. I mean, we have to, we put in these lower highs on the MACD. That does not look good at all. We have a lot of work to do to get up to this area, okay? On the flip side, we have a lot of room to the upside. We have a lot of room to the upside, okay? If we go to the relative strength index, again, this is the only thing on this chart that really concerns me. We have this negative divergence on the RSI. What I really want to see occur over the handful of months coming up, it's not going to be anything that's going to get cleared up in November or December, but what I want to see by next year, ideally, is I don't want to come up to here and reject. I don't want to see that. I want to, at the very least, get up into this area. I want to start to clear the 80 level on the RSI. So that's something we're going to be watching for. Remember, price is king. So the price indicators are important to keep in mind, but price is king. Weekly stochastic RSI looks good. We're back above 20. And in terms of the moving average, historically, when we broke below the 10 simple moving average on the weekly, and then we got back above it on a candle body closing basis, we've seen some significant rises in price. You can see here, you can see here, and you can see here. So will we see something like that again? We will see. But Caspa is looking good. Guys, I want to take a look at... Actually, let me get to the comments, and then we can... and then we can take a look at some meme coins here. Let me see. So Doge and SHIB have been just fucking running the table. And I'm going to share my thoughts on what I am deducing from that. Let's see who we have in the live stream. Excedre something. You should take a look at. This isn't TA Q&A, my friend, but welcome into the live stream. Juan, welcome in. Super Mario. Super Mario. Appreciate that. Damn right, Bitcoin's jumping higher. Track, welcome in. Cardano's been on a fucking run. We can take a look at it. I told you guys, based on that Cardano XRP relativity chart, full expectations unless the chart breaks down, Cardano's going to outpace XRP. It's just what the chart is saying. Juan thinks we are going over 100,000 before the end of the year. We will see. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Ugos, man, it's been a long time, Ugos. Welcome in. Glad to see you here. Logical move. We just covered Cass. Hopefully that filled your itch there. Ricky, it's always good to see you. You are a smart man. Yeah, it's one of those assets I don't think I could ever have enough of, but I certainly I didn't sell a drop of it. It's sitting in my Tangent wallet. Guys, we closed up 40% for the week. We had a 40% appreciation in price just this week. I mean, that is outstanding. Outstanding. All right, let's get into my thoughts on what's going on with Doge and SHIB, and I'm going to translate it to the rest of the altcoin space. Now, as you know, there is a certain someone on crypto Twitter, and he's been on YouTube, promoting meme coins. And I've got to tell you, no matter how much I troll him and attempt to have fun with him, that's all it is. I try to have fun with him here and there. He hasn't replied to a single one of my replies to his posts. Whatever the case is, I'm trying to have fun with him. But it doesn't seem like he's the sort of guy that has a sense of humor when I've seen him on YouTube. He's very, straightforward, and I don't really see him joking much. But anyway, let me get back to my point. What he has shared is a really good thesis on why meme coins will outpace the majority of all altcoins. And I can't really find many holes or any holes in his logic. It really does make sense. I've tried to take the counter argument and say, what is he missing? Like, what could he... But his argument to me makes a lot of sense. It really does. And what you're seeing right now is you're seeing Doge and you're seeing SHIB. They were up as much as 30% today. 30%. These are big caps. These are top 10 market caps, okay? This is SHIB. We just hit an area of resistance here. Look at that. They say charting doesn't work. This area of resistance here. Okay, and we're waiting to create. SHIB actually is closer. It looks like it's closer to new all-time highs than Doge is, interestingly enough. At least it looks like that on the chart. But Doge and SHIB are performing extremely well. Now, what does that tell us, okay? We've been looking at these charts for a little bit now, in particular Doge. I mean, this chart looks beautiful. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you can conclude what you want from this chart. I think if you took your kindergartner, I don't have any kids. I sold them all, as I spoke about in my post. I sold my kids so that I could buy more Caspa, so I don't have any children anymore. But if you still do have children and they're in preschool, kindergarten, first or second grade, even third grade, sit them down and have them look at this chart and ask them most likely what's going to happen next. What is this telling us? Oh, here we go. This is far off from all-time highs. Okay, never mind. This is only a 3-day chart. We're far from all-time highs. What is this telling us about the entire space? If the two biggest meme coins are outperforming everything in the top 10, okay? If they are the strongest performing in this top 10, and I think SHIB's out of the top 10 right now, these two, though, okay, Cardano had a big day, but still, SHIB and Doge had a better day than Cardano, okay? So they are the strongest performers in the top 10. What is that telling you? That's telling you a lot of people are buying into the hype of meme coins, social tokens, outpacing everything else. I fully anticipate that being a foreshadowing of what we're going to see on this watch list. You can see we're mostly green here. You're going to see some ridiculous moves in meme coins coming over the next handful of months. I think this market, I believe firmly this market is on a strong trajectory up going into April-May timeframe. After that, we will have to reassess where the market's at, because more than likely third quarter is always tricky. We'll get some pullback there. And if the market really isn't going to top until the end of the year, we still have a lot of time. But who knows? Maybe the market tops earlier than we think. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But regardless, what it is and I don't know if you're following me on X here. If you're not following me, Crypto Bull God on X, I think it's important if you want to stay up to date on charting. I post a lot of things out there. I had a lot of these posts going out today and possibly yesterday, I forget. But it was me sarcastically. Quite often sarcasm doesn't come through, but hopefully you can get it from these posts. Doge and SHIB are up 30%, probably nothing. I think I posted yesterday, Ethereum's up over 3,100, probably nothing. Bitcoin's over 80,000, probably nothing. Caspa's up a casual 40% in 2 days, probably nothing. The point is, if all of these signs you're not picking up on, I don't know what to tell you. Like, again, if you're bearish, I don't know what to say. I actually am lost for words if you're bearish at this point. Okay? The crypto bull god, I'm speaking in third person. The crypto bull god is beginning to feel the rev from the market and is about to embark on a journey to turn himself back into the true crypto bull god that many of you for a long time who have been here haven't seen since 2021. I can just feel it. That I'm going to come out in true crypto bull god fashion and try to get some goddamn exuberance in this market and so that you can feel my energy. Because things, again, if you've been here for a while, you know this. We spend this much time not doing a whole lot of anything. And that's the time to buy. We spend this much time entering the fun zone, entering the true crypto bull god zone, okay? It's this much time as opposed to this much time to accumulate, and it's kind of like there's not a whole ton going on, all right? We are at this point right now, in my opinion. We're at this brief moment in time where you can truly make some life-changing gains. And life-changing gains for you guys, two things I would comment on. I'm going to continue to reiterate a lot of these points to you because I want to drill it into your head. Life-changing gains, number one, are not made unless you hit the sell button. You can open up your Tangent wallet and you can see it's worth $5 million. But unless you start to exchange some of that for Tether or whatever the case is, you haven't made shit. All right? Just letting you know. Okay? Been there, done that. Seen my account balance. I've made mistakes before. Seen my account balance go from an unmentionable number, some of them, to unmentionable numbers. Okay? Not making that mistake again. And number two, okay? I don't know what I was going to say. This is what happens when you live stream. You have these thoughts go into your head, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose it. I don't know what the hell I was going to say. But make sure you sell, because if you don't sell, you're not going to make any money. Banana Zone is just getting started. I completely agree. What other charts should I take a look at? Well, what else is up on the screen? Okay, we're doing what we do. Brett. Where's Brett at? I thought we broke above. Yeah. So Brett's another one. Again, it's the largest project on base. It's not even the largest meme coin. It's the largest project. I think Brett has the potential to do around a 30x. I know that sounds crazy. I think this thing could get up to $3. But anyway, it's sitting at 10 to 11 cents. We just broke out of descending resistance here. We look good. You know, Wojak. I was having fun here one day. I mean, Wojak, again, general uptrend. We're very close to creating new all-time highs. We're pressing right up here against resistance. MOG is pressed right up. I thought we actually cleared all-time highs, didn't we? No, we didn't. MOG is trying to clear this area of resistance. You can see we're sort of actually in an ascending triangle. I didn't notice this until now. Sort of in this ascending triangle. MOG is just waiting to create a blue sky breakout. I mean, when you look at this chart, you can scream utility all you want. You can talk about your token, name your token. It's world changing. How did that work out for you holding an unmentionable token that's a penny or less? Okay. This chart, this is why I love charts. Charts objectively tell you what's going on. This is a beautiful chart. It doesn't matter that it's a meme coin. Who the fuck cares if it's a meme coin? It's a beautiful chart. Why would you not want to invest in something that has higher highs and higher lows and looks like it could outperform the rest of the market? I don't know. Still waiting for this thing to break above some of these key areas. Not a whole lot going on there at the moment. Guys, I think that's going to do it. We've been going live for about 50 minutes now. So I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to cover. Oh, Cardano. Did want to take a look at Cardano real quick. Cardano had a really nice move today. Of course, if we look at the Cardano XRP chart, again, this shouldn't surprise you. I told you guys, we've been riding this ascending line. If it holds, we're going to outperform XRP. Look what happened today. We're still going to outperform XRP. We still have a lot of room to the upside here. Have a good night, Kyle. Oh my God, look at this. Cardano might actually be up more than Caspa was during the week. Jesus. What is this, up like 60%? Wow. 77%. Jesus almighty. I mean, you talk about a God candle. There aren't many assets you can invest in where you get 70% rates of appreciation. Beautiful. Probably get a little bit of a cool-off period. This is going to be a little bit of a problem to get above. But we're looking good. I contemplated buying some KRC20 tokens. I'm not going to tell you that I won't, but I have not yet, and I'm hesitant to exchange any of my Caspa. I've held my Caspa for a long time now. Not emotionally fixed to it, but I have a long-term investment thesis with that project. I think it's going to hit the multiple billions of dollars, and I don't want to... You know the hashtag that's out there that I often put out there, don't fuck this up? I don't want to fuck things up. So the answer to your question is possibly, but I haven't yet. It's a good question. It's quite possible, Juan. You have to be prepared for that scenario. Evaluate the chart and unbiasedly ask yourself if it's possible Cardano will hit a new all-time high or not. It's very possible Cardano could underwhelm, come up here, hit a lower high or double top, or, you know, we might go a lot higher and hit $5, $6, $7, $8. Who knows? But you do have to be... Let me give you an example. A project I supported for a long time. I still hold, but I hold far less, is Harmony One. And as you can see here, if we just put this on a monthly chart, and I'm being honest with everyone, again, the community's been great to me. This isn't about me attacking I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not attacking a community. I'm sharing with you what I see in the chart. And there's a reason that I reduced my exposure to this asset. The reason I reduced my exposure to this asset was the chart just looked very weak after a period of time. Now, we've held up along this support, which is great. But, you know, if I was in this and held a heavy amount, I would be selling. I would look to sell along this descending resistance here, right around 18 cents, upwards of 20, maybe 30 cents. But I have very serious doubts that Harmony One's going to create another all-time high next year. I think it's going to hit a lower high, and that's me being honest. So for me personally, I'm going to be very conservative with where I take my profits. You can see I have this orange line at about 17.6 cents. We get that high, more than likely I'm going to be selling most of it. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. And this is why, you know, when I come out here and I share projects with you guys and we talk about charts, not every project is going to perform as strongly as I anticipated, right? But I have to be, for me personally, I'm all about integrity. That is at the core of who I am as an individual. So if something fundamentally changes in a chart, and I'll give you another one. Somebody had a question for me about. If something fundamentally is changing in the chart, I have to change my investment thesis. It's my fucking money. It's nobody else's. I'm going to invest it as I see best fit. I'm not attacking a community. I'm being honest with what I see in the chart. And if people don't like that because they have some cult following to a project, then go fuck yourself. I don't really care, quite honestly. H-bar is another one. Do I hold... Steve, if you're watching the live stream, I don't know if you watch the live streams. Pet peeve of mine, stop commenting on my posts asking me an unrelated asset if I hold it. It irritates the shit out of me. Do I hold H-bar? Yes, I hold H-bar. Have I reduced my exposure to H-bar? Yes, I've reduced my exposure to H-bar. Why? Because the chart's been underperforming. It's been underwhelming. One of the things that I became very privy to that I should have been more aware of, and it's my fault for not being, there's a lot of dilution with this asset. It's just the way, it doesn't matter if it's on a schedule. If you're increasing the supply a lot, you're going to devalue the actual USD value of the token. This thing's been an underperformer. Where the hell are we at on CoinMarketCap? I feel like we fell all the way back to like market cap ranking 50. I don't even know where the hell we're at. 47. I mean, this thing was up at like 30 or in the top. It broke top 30. We're all the way back at like 50. I mean, as an investor, that's frustrating. And this chart is underwhelming, So for H-bar, when I look at this chart and I ask myself, where would I take profits? I can tell you right now, and I reduced my exposure count. So, at this point, it's not a substantial amount of what I hold. But, we get up to this 40, 50 cent area. I'll have to think about that. 40, 50 cent area is probably where I'm going to be selling most of my H-bar. I don't think it's going to hit $1. Unless if the chart, now, could the chart turn around? Yes. But right now, I don't see this thing hitting $1. It doesn't look very strong to me. So we'll have to see. But just be honest with yourself. You can appreciate a community. I actually think one of the things you can do, I know I'm blabbering on here for a while and then we'll cut things, but I think one of the things that you can really do to add value to a community is to be authentic. I'm not going to feed you things that you want to hear just because, and I've shared this with you before, there are YouTube channels out there. I'm telling you right now, exercise some common sense. I'm not going to name them, but I'm thinking of a few. There are some YouTube channels out there that relentlessly put out the same boring content about the same boring projects. And do you know why they do that? Because the way that they gain subscribers on their channel was by feeding that cult community a bunch of hogwash, okay? A bunch of things to feed into their emotions. And even though the chart looks weak, maybe it's fallen apart, they continue to pour out this emotional content to feed into the people's wishes and desires of what they want to see, because that's how they gain subscribers. They can't piggyback away from that and be honest and authentic if something has changed. Oh no, they just continue just being disingenuous, and that really rubs me the wrong way. I appreciate every community that has given me support over the years. However, I believe that I'm doing them and everyone a disservice if I'm not honest, okay? So if a chart begins to change, Digibyte, H-bar, Mana, Harmony One, the Holy Crypto Trinity, if a lot of these charts are just looking weak, until they start to turn around and look strong, I've got to be honest with everyone. That's just at the root of who I am. So hope you appreciated the content. We have a lot more exciting price action to get in over the course of the next coming months. Either Monday or Tuesday, I will not be live streaming. I would venture to say, given how bullish everything's been, and we have a really important 2-week close next week, I would venture to say I'll be live again next Sunday. So make sure you hit that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live. Guys, I really appreciate your support. This is a small channel, very small channel. So I appreciate every single one of you that tunes in to make time for me. I make time for you. You're making time for me, and I appreciate it. Until next time, let's all spread awareness and let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody. Good to see you.